Hello, welcome to KLC Podcast. This is Chris Loves Crochet. I'm Chris. I love crochet, and most of the time I think crochet loves me back. It's a pretty good relationship. It's got its ups and downs, but overall pretty good. If you saw my previous update video, it's been a couple of months, but if you saw that, then you know that I am in Bangkok, or right outside of Bangkok. I am teaching here at an international school. I'm teaching IGCSE and A levels, so it's a British curriculum, economics and psychology, and I am loving it. Before I got here and after, since I've been here, mostly since I've been here, I've been watching a lot of crochet and yarny goodness podcasts. And it has made this transition into this, stranger in a strange land, a lot easier. It's been like having friends with me in my living room. And it's just been really great. And I just wanted to maybe give back a little bit and, keep somebody else company if you need it. Here I am. And so I wanted to get started with some FOs, some finished objects, and some whips and things like that. So here we go. So the first thing I want to talk about is, my second family, it feels like, at least lately, is the Secret Yarnery. We haven't really come up with a name for the family group. There's friends and there's friends with benefits. But then there's family, and I joined the family last month sometime, and Krista at the Secret Yarnery has started a crochet along, a cal, just for the family members. It's been great, and so we're making a sweater, a hug cardi. Is that what you called it? A hug. Anyway, it starts with it's basically a granny square, loosely crocheted, and for a lot of people, they're coming out of a kind of a cool season or going into a cool season, depends on where you are on the globe, and you just kind of need a hug. And so it's about making a little sweater that keeps you warm. Well, I don't know if you've looked at a globe, but Bangkok is really near the equator, and it doesn't ever get to where we need a blanket type hug. I always need hugs. And I'm fortunate enough to have some friends that give me hugs, and that's wonderful. But I don't need yarn on top of me. And so I started off with some pretty thin yarn and a really big hook, and started my little cozy cardi. And I don't think that's the name of it. Maybe it'll come to me. Anyway, so I started one, and then I went on vacation. We're still on holiday. It's Songkran. Here in Thailand, which is the New Year. It used to be, and they still celebrate Songkran, and so it's New Year's, and so it's also the end of the second out of 3 terms, and at school, and so we're on holiday. We're on a 2-week break. So I went with a friend of mine to Pattaya, or Pattaya, depends on who you're talking to the beach, basically. And more on that later. And I took with me this yarn and this project because we had decided we were gonna stay in our really cool hotel. Each had our own rooms, and just chill. He had things that he wanted to watch and do, and so did I. And so we really took advantage of this downtime. So I brought my crochet, of course. As I was going, I realized I'm not gonna wear something that is going to give me a yarn hug here. It's really warm. Today, the high is still 97 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is Celsius. I'm trying to learn Celsius, but I'm not. It's like 34 or something Celsius, and feels like 108, I think I looked, with a 60% humidity, and It's hot. It's hot. And so, this is like, it is getting into the warmer parts, but I'm rambling. Anyway, the coolest it got was, I think one day, the high was like 82 Fahrenheit, and got down to like 68 Fahrenheit. It was really chilly. And so if I get up in the middle of the night before the sun comes up, I put on a little sweater for like 5 minutes. Anyway, not something that I want to do. So this is all I had. So I made it into a granny. I made a second granny square and made it into a little top. And I'll put in a little picture here. I did take a picture before I took it apart. I decided when I put it on, it was really cute and everything, but when I put it on, it didn't fit my body very well. And so if it's not gonna make me happy, it made me happy making it. It no longer was making me happy, so I decided to frog it. So I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. That's not a color I had. So I had my, I had my orange and my purple and a couple of pinks, and I took it apart. So I have all this fringe left over that you'll see in the picture. So I kept all the fringe, I put it together and tied it. So I have my fringe and I have my 2 big squares, and I had my yarn with me. So I found a stitch that I liked and just kind of made this. I don't have any idea what it is. It's a skinny little scarf. I don't know. I just wanted to make something. So I found this stitch that I liked, and I just made it with these colors that I'm in love with right now. So I made that just to keep me busy and give me something to do while I was in that fabulous hotel room. And when I got home, when I was still there, sorry, I had those colors, and I had gone and gotten a sundress off the street in Pattaya, and I got one. I bought one in a market that was on the street out in front of their 7-Eleven, one of the hundreds of 7-Elevens here, or as my friend calls them, the 7. He's Australian, so anyway, the 7. So outside of the 7, there was a little market, and I got a sundress, and then I got this one. But I had a sundress, I don't have it in here, but with some pinks and such. And so with the pink and the lighter pink that I had, I made a little halter, because there with the sundresses, they had some sundresses that had crocheted tops that were already attached to it and the little skirt underneath, and it cost extra. Not to say that that was very expensive here, but I looked at it and went, I could make that. So I got online and found Nirvana Crochet, and she had just called a crochet top, and it's in Spanish, but I don't speak Spanish. I like listening to Spanish, reminds me of home. But she had a lot of really good instructions that were written on the screen. So if you want to, it's a really nice pattern, and her pattern, it's more closed. It's more like a top that you can wear, by itself. It's closed. But I knew I was going to put this on top of a sundress, and so I went ahead and made it a little bit more open, and I made this part on the bottom much shorter. Hers is like twice as long under that. So I really enjoyed that. Then I got home and reminded myself of this other yarn that I have. Not pretty. That is a variegated, really soft. You can kind of see. Can you see the halo on it? Maybe. I don't know. See it? Anyway. It's really soft, and I had made a doily, a mandala doily with it, and I followed this from Sarah Satch, the mandala, off of her website. Used to be Posh Pooch Designs. I don't think she uses that anymore, but anyway, I used her pattern for the mandala. Made that before I went on vacation. Came home, I saw that on my little coffee table, and I thought, hey, I could make one that matches this other sundress that I got. I got this sundress, also I like it because it shows my tattoo. I don't have anything that shows my tattoo. I have a tattoo to cover an ugly scar I have on my back, and I don't wear a lot of barebacked things. So anyway, so I got this sundress because it showed that off, but it has these colors in it that are very similar to these colors. It's the same colors. Obviously, it's going to be different because it's variegated yarn, and this has a pattern. This has, like, you know, leaves and such of all of these beautiful colors. So I made this top using a granny stitch. Sorry, I don't mean to, like, you know, get large in the in the camera there, with it, and use the granny stitch instead of making the halter stitch like this one. Used a granny stitch and just did a granny triangle instead of a granny square. Did a granny triangle, and then followed from Nirvana crochet top to do the banding on the bottom. And so I liked that. And then I'm just getting into all of these granny squares. I looked up for a pattern for a granny's because I wanted some fringe, and I didn't want to put fringe on this top. I don't know why, but I didn't. But I just wanted a granny square with fringe, and so I made a granny square top with fringe. How cool is that? I loved the way that these straps were done, and it was every color that I used in the granny square, just as plain Jane chain. And then she has some instructions on how to do this. Who is she? Well, I don't know who she is, but she's on Crochetverse, crochetverse.com. And this is called Turn Neon, Turn N-E-O-N, neon, because she had neon colors that she used. Free granny square tank crop pattern. And that's what this is. And I got to put fringe on the bottom. And I have some pictures that show how I cut the fringe, and that was a helpful hint, crochet tip, whatever, from Krista at Secret Yarnery on how to cut some even fringe. So I used that, but I'm loving these colors. I have a blue dress that this looks really nice on. So that's fun. Okay, I had to go freshen my hot cocoa. What do you do when you like to drink hot drinks like coffee and cocoa and mocha, cocoa and coffee, and it's too hot? You turn the AC way down. That's what you do, and enjoy it. I also wanted to show you Mother's Day is coming up, and my daughter is a mommy, and she just had her second baby girl in February, and I get to go meet the grandbaby this summer. I'm so excited. That girl keeps growing and growing, and I haven't touched her yet in that. Anyway, I'll go spend some time with her this summer, along with her 3.5-year-old sister. Oh my gosh. Get to see both my granddaughters. Anyway, so I had to make a baby blanket, and I'm trying to think, what on earth this stitch is. I can't remember. I've been crocheting so much I can't remember. Is this a drunken granny? If it's this way, is that a drunken granny? I think it is. Anyway, I did it. I like this whole vertical look. So this is, and then I did some appliques, some a little squid, right? A little squid. Jellyfish. Sorry, it's a jellyfish, a giant goldfish, a giant seahorse, a turtle. You can't see, but he's kind of 3D. He sticks up a little bit, and a mama whale and a baby whale, and a starfish. So no, they're not to any kind of scale, obviously, but I just thought I'd put those on there. And these are the colors that I've been told are Flora's nursery colors. So made that, and then, like I said, Freya, I didn't say Freya, but it's Freya, a 3.5-year-old granddaughter, she gets something too. I know it's Mother's Day. I'll get to that in a second. But so I made her a little baby doll. Oh my gosh, I can't remember where I got this from. On the internet. And yes, it comes with arms, but I just thought I'd take a shortcut. Yes, that's what I thought. But then also, after I decided to take the shortcut, I decided that what a great little snuggly baby without the arms to get in the way. So I made a little tiny dolly blanket so that Freya can take her little baby doll and wrap her up, do a little burrito fold, maybe, hopefully nicer than I'm doing. Do a little burrito fold and have her own little baby and carry her own little baby around and quiet her down, just like her mommy's doing with the newborn baby, Flora. So anyway, I hope that she likes that. I have washed these. I just washed them and they came out really nice. Now, I brought like did I even bring? Yes, I brought 2 balls of yarn with me from Dallas to Bangkok. But I was moving here, so I could have filled up, I can't even tell you how many suitcases of yarn, but I wasn't going to do that. And I figured, hey, they've got yarn there. I'll just buy as I need, and it's okay. It's okay. I couldn't really crochet at the time anyway. I was doing just a little bit of crocheting. My thumbs were hurting so badly. So I wasn't too, I was sad about it, but I couldn't. Anyway, so when I got here, I've been buying yarn here, and it's taken me a little while to find a source, but I do have one. We don't really have Amazon. We have what's called Lazada, and so I've been ordering on Lazada and been getting yarn. I can't read what's in it, but it's all, most of it says milk cotton on it. I know you guys have heard that, especially with the Temu out there. And I think that Crystal from Bag a Day, I'm sitting here with the baby. Crystal from Bag a Day did a yarn review on the yarn that you can get from Temu. Temu. I don't know how to say it. And it looked very similar, but some of the stuff that I found is a little bit better quality, I think. I hope. Still really inexpensive, but it's called milk cotton. But you can kind of see, you can read where it says milk cotton, and then I don't know what it says. I think this is Chinese. It's not Thai. I'm pretty sure it's Chinese. But then I can see that it's 50 grams. But other than that, I don't think that this is focusing at all. Probably not. I just, have this silly little phone. Anyway, I can see that it's 50 grams, 15% something, and then something else is blank. And so what I'm thinking is it's got some acrylic in it. It probably has some milk proteins in it, and some other synthetic fibers. It's really, really soft. Milk cotton is very, very soft for the most part. I've gotten some that's not so soft, but this is really soft. It's squishy, and this is squishy, and oh my gosh, this is squishy. So, but I did wash it. I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. It is really inexpensive yarn, and so it is already from one wash. It's not one of those that, Whitney, don't use this and wash it all the time, or it's just gonna fall apart. But it has some really nice, some pretty good colors. I mean, if you look, this is some pretty bright colors that it's available in. So I'm pretty happy with it, and so nice to work with. I mean, come on, really nice. And then for Mother's Day, also from the Secret Yarnery. Yes, I've been spending a lot of time with Krista and the fam, the Secret Yarnery. So I made some of her roses. So I was gonna have, the numbers don't really mean a whole lot, except that it's a dozen, and it includes a yellow rose, because Texas, So I'm gonna need to put a rubber band on there or something. That one's starting to fall down. But these are so fantastic. If you go on to Secret Yarnery and see her roses, you can do them You can do a small one with the small leaves, or do the large one with the large leaves. You can roll them inward, and it makes it look more like a bud, or this one is even rolled inward. That's a full-size one, and then these are rolled outward. This is using a different hook and a different yarn. You can do all kinds of things, but anyway, so it's a dozen roses, oopsie, that I put onto knitting needles. So there's, with a little topper on it, so that just stuck it right through the flower and through the leaves, and then it stops, you know, because it has a little stopper on it, a little tip on the needles. So anyway, I'm gonna miss them. I'm gonna have to make some more roses once I send those, but some Mother's Day roses to my baby who's a mommy. So and that's what I'll send to her, that I have done, and now she's gonna see it. It's okay, because it may not get to you by Mother's Day. So anyway, so WIPs, works in progress. I have also been watching a lot of Cinnamon Stitches. I love her. Not any more than Krista. Oh my goodness, don't get me started. But because that's what she says. That's what Krista says. That's what she says. Cinnamon Stitches. Jennifer on Cinnamon Stitches. She's a lovely lady. I just really enjoyed her. Just real down home, straightforward, no nonsense crochet channel. I love it. She has some little tea with cinnamon, and then she'll have some tutorials, and the tutorials she does a lot of, lately she's been doing a lot of wearables for any size, all inclusive, which is fantastic. And you just kind of, as you crochet, you fit it to your body, which I know when Krista does wearables, she does the same thing. And so I'm never really been a real big pattern follower when I make things. I'm difficult to fit different things. I just have we all have a weird shaped body in some form or fashion, right? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, it's hard. Life is hard. Anyway, so I was watching one of the Cinnamon Stitches, and she was doing a premiere week, and she did, what did she call it? The Spring Fling t-shirt. And she was doing that. I thought it was really cute. And in the back, hanging up, was one that she had done prior to the tutorial. Fell in love with it. The way that it was hung, it looked like a little dress, and I really loved the Premier yarn. It was, what was it called? Did I not write it down? Well, shoot. Hold on. I don't know how I forgot that. I should have remembered. It's called Hipster Cotton. And I think the colorway was called Roller Skate, I think, which, if you know me, it just should say Chris yarn on it. Anyway, I can, but I don't want to pay for the shipping over here to Thailand from there, because it's going to I've looked at some other thing, even ice yarns coming from Turkey. You'd think that it would be really cheap to ship here. It's more expensive than to ship to the US, because I don't know why. Distribution centers, I don't know why. I don't know. Anyway, so I couldn't do that, but I found something that was similar. There's not a whole lot of color changing, and that's what I really wanted. This roller skate was more of a color changing than a variegated, but it had more differences in it than this one. But I got this, so it's more of a color changing, and it is real kind of stonewashed kind of look to it, but I really love these colors, kind of hippie colors. They're nice. And then I got just a milk cotton pink to go along with it. No, it doesn't match, but anyway, I'm not a matchy person, so it's fine with me. So anyway, this is what I'm gonna make. What I've started making. It's a raglan top down. So I've started already with the top, just barely started. But it's just gonna be a raglan, and then I'm gonna have the light pink around the edges. Around the arms, and then I'm gonna stop in the middle, right under my bust, I think, and do a band of pink, and then go back to this color, this rainbow cotton color, all the way down, and go to about mid-thigh, I think. Not for teaching it, no, just for trying to breathe in around here. So get some more sports bras or something. Get some of the right color to go under this to wear. I'm excited. So I also have some other whips. I didn't bring it in here. I don't want it to be like a whole, because it's been so long since I've made a video. I have so many things that I'm working on, so many things that I have, not so many things, but a few things that I've finished. But I will save that for another video. As a stranger in a strange land, I also wanted to go ahead and add some of my thoughts or whatever on the end of these videos. If you want, you can listen or not. I'm also going to put a video on the end, a short video of me going. There's a new coffee shop, and this morning my neighbor told me last night that it has opened. So I went this morning down to the new coffee shop, and I took you along with me. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to put that little video on the end. But I mentioned that it was Songkran, the new year for Thailand. We're actually in the, I wasn't even going to mention this because I don't know what year it is now. I've forgotten. I know it's 2023, okay? And it's April sometime. All I know is that I'm really going to be late on my taxes. That's all I know. But it's April 2023. In Thailand, though, it is actually 25, 50 something. It's like 500 years in the future. And I'm here to tell you everything is great. I'm 500 years in the future and everything is fantastic. No, they have a different New Year, and it's based on, I want to say, a Buddhist calendar. I should know this. Anyway, I think it's a Buddhist calendar. And so their New Year, it's still April, I call it April, but their New Year begins with the new harvest, with the new everything, new. So we're on break, and we went to a friend of mine, Gary, Ghazi, and I went to the beach last week as soon as we got out of school for our 2-week break. So we went to Pattaya, or he calls it Pattaya. I have no idea how you're really supposed to pronounce it. I have a really hard time with this language, these Eastern languages. Spanish doesn't get me anywhere here. When I first got here, I started hearing people speaking in Thai, people trying to speak to me in Thai. I found myself trying to translate in my head, but I was trying to find Spanish words that were similar, and that doesn't help any. So anyway, I'm at a loss. But so Pattaya, something like that. It's a beach. We went to a beach and stayed at a really nice hotel called The Now Hotel, right across the street from the beach. That sounds very French, but it's Jomtien Beach Road that we were off of. Anyway, so he is from Australia. He's been here for 20 years. He speaks Thai. Good thing I really enjoy spending time with him, because what a gift this friend has been, let me tell you. I don't speak the language. I don't know if I'm ever going to learn anything more than hello, thank you, how much is this? I should probably figure out bathroom. That's what I should figure out. Anyway, it's really difficult. But he's been here. He's had a car here. Currently doesn't have a car, but he has a friend that has a car, and we have been able to borrow it. Thank you so much, Grant. I really appreciate it. But he has an SUV that he doesn't use very often. He is working away from Bangkok, and so Ghazi gets to borrow it sometimes, and he got to borrow it. So he's driving, and we get to Pattaya, and people in Thailand drive crazy. okay? Everybody thinks that people in other countries, I'm pretty sure everybody thinks people in other countries drive crazy. They just do. And so, drive crazy. And there's a lot of motorcycles, and there's no helmets, and there's just a lot of not motorcycles and scooters, and because the traffic in Bangkok is horrible, and this is Pattaya, I know, but they're like little bikes that just zoom in and out. And people don't really follow any kind of traffic signals or signs or laws or anything. And so it's kind of crazy driving. And when I'm a passenger in a cab or on a motorcycle taxi or something, I decided long ago I couldn't say anything. I'm at their mercy. If I want to get around in this town, I gotta sit in that kind of traffic and that kind of driving. Fine. But now I'm in the car with my friend, my dear friend, who drives like a Thai. And I am saying to things like, watch out, you're too close. Being a backseat driver in the passenger seat, I fell right into it. It was stressing me out horribly. I was stressed out. And I hadn't been, this has been such a wonderful, wonderful move for me. I haven't really been that stressed out like that. And so I just got out my phone, and I'm distracted by my cell phone. I'm just checking things, checking messages, whatever, realizing if I can't control no matter what I say. I can't control the way he drives. The way he drives is the way he drives, and that's the way that people drive. And if he drove like I wanted him to drive, we'd never get anywhere. It's just, that's the way it is. So I shut up, and I just distracted myself, realized, well, this is so much more calm. This is so much more peaceful if I realize I don't have to control this. So as I removed myself from this growing tension and resentment and animosity and just, it sounds horrible, but you know what it is. Just this road rage, I had left it behind, and there it was. And, I have a friend, my friend Bill, he has said, let it go. So I had to let it go. And I did. And I let it go. And I realized then, with all of that peace that just kind of back over me, and was able to enjoy the whole rest of the 4-5 day vacation that we had without having to stress out. It was such wasted energy. And realizing that peace that I'd been feeling since I got here was a self-imposed lack of control. When I moved to, pretty much out of the blue, to a brand new foreign culture, with a foreign language that I didn't have any understanding of. My plan was to do some international teaching. My plan was never to move east. And I'm so glad that I just did. I'm really glad. But the culture, I don't know anything about Eastern cultures. Nothing about the languages. Nothing. And so when I got here, I had to let go. I couldn't control any situation. If I was going to participate in life here, then I had to first sit back and observe and to learn what I'm supposed to do, what I'm expected to do, what I can do, what I can do in my comfort zone, what's acceptable, because I don't want to be the ugly American who just does whatever. So anyway, all that to say, it happened by accident when I got here. And I'd been living in this really peaceful space. And then by accident jumped right back into the stress. And was really blessed with that aha moment of, control. Don't be the director of this play. Okay? So I had to let go. I had to get off the merry-go-round and just let go, and really enjoyed it. And now hopefully I can be more conscious of it, and just in all of my little areas of life, and maybe be able to bring a little bit more back home when I eventually eventually go back home. Anyway, a long roundabout way of saying I learned a lot, and thankfully it didn't take me long to learn it and then enjoy the wonderful company of my wonderful friend in a wonderful town of Pattaya on the beach. Fantastic. I might show you some videos of that in another video as well. So anyway, you can take that little lesson as you like or not. You can take it, you can leave it on the table, you can whatever you want to do. And if you want to, you can stick around, and I'm going to put a video on here of me going to my new neighborhood coffee shop. So it was really great to be here with you guys again. Thank you very much for your time. Please like and subscribe if you would. That would be great. And be true, be kind, and find your joy. I love you guys. Bye. Hello. I thought I would take you with me on a walk out to see our new Amazon cafe. A friend of mine told me that it just opened, so I thought I would check it out and get some coffee, maybe some iced coffee or a fruit smoothie. So anyway, I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm just leaving my condo, which is just a little apartment. Yeah. Just leaving the school grounds, past my little security. Really, really nice security guys. There's like 3 regular ones that are here pretty much 24 hours a day. Anyway, keeping us safe. Good morning.
Happy New Year, Thailand.
Oh, you too. Happy New Year. That was pretty much on cue, wasn't it? Yeah, Happy New Year. It's Songkran. We are off of school for 2 weeks, coincided with the end of our term, but it's Songkran, which is when they celebrate the New Year in Thailand. So, coming up to the end of the alley, or the soy, S-O-I, soy. Here, we have a chicken farm that I passed by. So first you hear all of the roosters crowing 24 hours a day. Everything's 24 hours a day. It's like New York City, this Bangkok area, although we are out in the suburb, Samut Prakan. So, coming from the school, there's the motorcycle taxis, or just the motorcycles, so many up here. So this is our little main street. It's not a main street, but it's our little main street. There's the school signs. Some of our stores. Now this is a real manufacturing part of Bangkok suburbs. So, and during the day it looks completely different than after the sun goes down. Hey, look. There it is. Cafe Amazon. It's so funny when my friend told me that there was a new Amazon coming in. This went up so fast. I thought that it was a distribution center because, you know, I'm American. But there are Cafe Amazons almost as frequently as there are 7-Elevens, which is about 3 per block. 3 per block. Sorry, there's a lot of noise. So anyway, there it is.